Hey everyone, welcome to Chuck Talks, the show about cool people doing cool things in Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana. And today I am so happy for episode 4 that we have Crying Eagle Brewing Company with us today. We have Eric Avery and Krickett Racca. Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey, Angie.
Hello. And we have Colton Miller with the Visit Lake Charles team. He is our producer extraordinaire, making us look good, pushing all the buttons.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Colton. So, anyway, as I was saying, this is episode 4. We have had musician Sean Ardwin as our first guest, and then Chef Law Broussard and the Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser for the 3rd episode. So be sure to check those out. This is an extraordinary day, and I'm so excited. We launched a staycation campaign just today. It was an idea that Mayor Hunter brought to us. Just to kind of encourage people to get out and explore our hometown. A lot of people have been cooped up, but now is a great time. It's beautiful weather. The casino resorts are open. We have restaurants open, the great outdoors, and of course, Crying Eagle Brewing Company. And you guys have some transition that you've recently announced. Oh, and before I forget, this is a live show. So if you have questions, ask them, say hello, tell us where you're from. That's the beauty of having a live show. So, but Eric, you guys announced something pretty major earlier this week. And so why don't you tell everybody about it and what does it mean?
Yeah, Angie, well, first let me start by saying thank you so much for having us on. Yes, Crying Eagle made the announcement this week that we've, in essence, converted to a microbrewery. And so a lot of people have been curious, like, so what does that mean, actually? I thought you were a microbrewery. Well, yes, we were a microbrewery in an essence, but legally we were a brewery. And the difference being is that now we can serve products and beverages outside of just our beer. And so like wine, spirits, cocktails, and all kind of other things that we've been working on. And however, that also means that to do so meant that we had to give up distribution of our brands on the marketplace.
Okay, well, and so I know that is sort of, news that people, when they're shopping, they won't be able to get it in the grocery store. But that also means that they need to come to the brewery itself, experience the atmosphere. I know that you guys have a lot of things going on there, a beautiful beer garden and everything. But I have to say, Krickett just held something up. It looked pretty good. What did you just hold up, Krickett?
New offerings and our new menu expansions. This is our Don't Blush Mojito. We're working on beer tails. Although we have liquor and wine, we want to stay beer focused. So we're doing fun things with our beer. And then we also have the Louisiana Honeybee, which has Louisiana lager and bourbon and a bunch of other tasty things. So we're getting creative, and we're really excited to share this stuff with you guys.
Well, that definitely looks interesting, because most people, they think of beer and they think, oh, you just have a beer. But you guys have not only beverage offerings, but just an incredible menu. I was so shocked. I know that whenever y'all had the initial bistro with the stone-fired pizza, and it was just delicious and just gourmet, but then y'all expanded the menu offerings there, and a lot of people might not realize, but beer is part of the beer pairing and all of that. That's something that you guys have really thought about. It's not just random stuff that you put on the menu. So I guess if somebody's never been to the brewery before, how would you describe the atmosphere that you're trying to create? Like, what makes it special? What is the goal that you have when somebody walks into the doors of the brewery?
Well, actually, we really want them to have like a world-class experience when they come here. Before I even opened the brewery, I had traveled to so many of them throughout the country and even in the world. And the ones that really stick out in my memory are the ones that were more than just having great beer, but they created an amazing experience. And from day one, that's what I've always wanted to do here. I wanted to create an experience for not just our local community, but for all of our tourists that come into Lake Charles, and even those who just come in for other reasons. And I feel like, step by step, that's kind of what we're doing here. I'll circle back to the conversion of the into a microbrewery, and to kind of explain a little bit more about, why the transition happened, but, there's just, it's becoming a very competitive marketplace. There's no doubt about it. On 2010, there were just under 2,000 breweries in the U.S. When we opened in 2016, about 5,500, and this year we have over 9,000. So it's never been a better time to be a craft beer consumer. However, it does make for a challenging marketplace for the brewery owners. And like Albert Einstein, said that, it's, if you do the same thing over and over, you're insane to think you'll get a different result. And so we knew with the changing marketplace, we had to evolve. We had to adapt to the changing environments. And that's the decision we made. It was a very difficult decision because we got some really, really great retail partners, both locally and out throughout our entire state. But again, we felt to expand upon the experience of Crying Eagle Brewing, we needed to be able to offer more than just our craft beer. Like Krickett said, we're always remain beer focused. We're a brewery. That's part of it. However, we do want to cater to those who don't like beer. So many people, we've heard it over and over from day one. We just had wine. My wife, we'd love to come, but my wife doesn't drink wine, or we don't drink wine. We only drink spirits and things of that nature. And so now we can really cater to everybody. And so we're doubling down on this place and making it an even better experience when you come. And Krickett will get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, well, I was really interested in some of the upgrades that you guys have done to the place over the past couple of months. Of course, now patio dining is all the rage. Everybody wants to be outside and kind of offer that breath of fresh air and hanging out with friends and that sort of environment. So it looks like y'all have expanded your patio area. And so that seemed to have popped up overnight. When did you guys do that?
We definitely took advantage of our downtime. When we were just doing curbside pickup, we could take time to really make a mess and make things pretty. So we built the deck. And then if you look into our beautiful tree line, we've got little pathways and hidden picnic tables. It's really a great environment. I love it, and it's cool on the shade. I think that it looks beautiful.
Well, and I love the lights. I love the umbrellas, and I know that you guys have some entertainment that people can enjoy as well. So, not only can you get your beer, but now you can get wine and cocktails and just an incredible menu at the bistro, and then also enjoy some entertainment and sit out and play games. I mean, you guys have all sorts of fun activities. If people haven't been to the brewery lately or ever, this is a great chance to go out and explore that and see what you guys have in store. So I know that the summer concert series is coming up. So Krickett, you want to talk a little bit about that, what people can expect, and I guess how to get tickets and all that stuff too.
Yeah, so our summer concert series is finally about to take flight. Our first concert will be the Flamethrowers on June 20th, and we are going to limit capacity, and it will be ticket to event only. So we won't be selling tickets at the door. You can buy them online today at noon. They'll be up at cryingeagle.com/swag. We'll just have it in our gift shop. So you can buy your tickets there, but you have to have a ticket to get in, and it will be a smaller capacity than normal, just to stay socially distant.
Right, and I cannot believe that Crying Eagle's turning 4. It seems like Crying Eagle was just a little egg, just not long ago, and now it's flourishing into this beautiful eagle. So the birthday bash is always just a crowd favorite. I know that it's just a super celebration, and having LA Rocks and Crybaby, the 50s band, so much fun to dance to Crybaby. I don't know if anybody out there has been able to experience them, but it's just a good time. So for the birthday bash, that's coming up. What can people expect for that?
So we're going to obviously have our most diverse beer offerings we do throughout the entire year. In addition to the wines, the beer cocktails and all that, great entertainment, and just obviously we're going to have to push the limits on creating great food offerings as well. And it's just going to be a celebration, and that's something that, we want the community to come out, however many we're allowed to have. and just to kind of celebrate, because these are big milestones. It's hard to start a business out there, and you feel that almost every year you make it, you're one step closer to freedom, and to say that we've been around 4 years is something I'm really proud of, because I know getting started it was really difficult times, and creating the first commercially distributed brewery in our area, and many people didn't really know what we were, and to now I can't really find many people who don't know what Crying Eagle is, and it's just really, really exciting, and that's our time to kind of help give back and create just a world-class event for people to come over and celebrate with us.
Yeah, well, and then there's some other, I guess, some news that you guys are going to have coming out with barrel-aged beers and things like that. So do you guys want to talk a little bit about some of the other creations that people can expect?
For sure. Even though we're transitioning, we are still going to package our beer can. We're working on some bottling. And we've always got some fun, creative things up in the pipeline. So just stay tuned on some of that. I can't spill the beans just yet. We will have our barrel aged. I know we did a barrel aged night, and we've tweaked some of those recipes, and we're excited to reintroduce them in different ways. So.
Okay, so we're going to have to stay tuned to Crying Eagle to find out what else is going to fly out of the nest.
And Andrew, I do want to bring something up, because that's and Krickett will kind of dive into this in just a little bit, but she did mention that, and I see a few comments here that some people are going to be upset that they can't get our beer at Kroger, or wherever it is they shop for our beer, but we will still have it. We will still brew it. We will still can it. This will just be the place you have to go. So I know it's another trip out of their way, and we all live very busy lives, and anything you can do to kind of save a little bit of time, but come still support us. Come to the brewery to get your 6-packs of our Louisiana Lager, our Things Unsettled, and all those other new releases we got coming out in package. Okay,
well that's a really good point. So people can come by and still get 6-packs and things like that. It's not that they have to drink it in a glass there.
No, they can pick it up and take it home. Yes. Okay.
Well, that's really good to know. Also, I know that people are just so excited about the idea of a second location, another nest for you guys. There's a growler. Right. There's a growler going on. So another nest for you guys along the lakefront. Of course, eagles like to be near water. So I'm sorry, guys. I get a little carried away with all this. So on the lakefront, that is just really piqued the interest and sparked the imagination of people across Southwest Louisiana and the state to see this gorgeous lakefront development that is, going to be a reality for Lake Charles. So I know that, over the past couple of months, it's been challenging for people. So where are we on that project, and where, what is going on as far as timing or what you're working on with the lakefront development?
Yep. So, while I don't have all the details of what's going on with the development, I can tell you that, I still talk to the city routinely, and, there's a lot of people involved. We're talking about the state, we're talking about the Corps of Engineers, we're talking about wildlife fisheries, the city, and then of course the architects and consultants, etc. We want to do this project right, okay? Because I feel like our city, needs a great development on the lakefront. And so with that said, there's the city is, working through permitting to do some bulkheading into the lake, and then there'll be backfilling of property to kind of gain some more land on that in that area. And so they're, whereabout they are in that exact process, I can't really answer that question. But I can tell you from our side, we're working on blueprints at this point. What you see, what our guests just saw on the rendering. Our project is, that was a kind of an original idea of what we wanted to build. However, as we kind of get into with our architect and work through blueprints and fundamentals of how we want the place to be presented, how we want the flow, all those are kind of, still being worked through. So there'll be some modifications to how this ultimately looks, but I can say, and what I'm really excited to say is that these other offerings and the growlers upstairs, having these other offerings really, helps us with with the success that we can achieve at this property, and so, being beer only is, of course, that's how I'd look to be whenever we first started. But just the industry's evolved, and now with the lakefront, that was another major deciding point in this conversion. But I can tell you that our chance for success at the lakefront now has catapulted having these other offerings. Because again, I want people that beyond just craft beer drinkers to enjoy this lakefront property. We wanted somebody to come have a glass of wine or a cool cocktail or something like that overlooking the water. But Angie, what I can tell you is that the what we have got so far in our blueprints by Mr. Randy Goodlow is spectacular. We've got amazing views. We've got lots. It's full of glass. Okay, that property is going to be about 12 feet over the water. So even on the first floor, you're going to you're going to feel like you're you're high up, even when you're on the first floor. But the way that it's, everything just kind of, is blended together with, beautiful landscape, streetscape, boardwalk, marina, Port Wonder, and even into the development of how our place flows and functions in relation to all that is just something that I know the community is going to be really excited about and proud of. But, other great features are a lot of, private meeting rooms, lots of open outdoor seating with great cool air that with retractable screens that can come down so you don't get eaten up by bugs. Beautiful stage, again, beautiful landscape, and that kind of ties it all together. And it's just something I'm really excited to see. And we're ready to go. I'm not really ready to start immediately. I'm kind of ready to, move through this next stage and kind of get fully open and kind of get life back to normal. But that hasn't really slowed our process down. It's just allowed us to kind of keep going on and keep things going, again, with all the red tape.
Well, it's just going to be such a wonderful location. And as people are driving along the interstate, we have so many people that come through Lake Charles and on a regular basis, and to have a place that's sort of, right there and iconic looking, and then close to the downtown area, really going hand in hand with all of the beautiful things that have been going on downtown. And, it's right down the road from the Convention Visitors Bureau. So people stop at Visit Lake Charles, our Welcome Center, to get information on the area. I mean, it's a great location, and I think it's going to really invite people to come off the interstate and just enjoy the lake. We have such a beautiful view right there, and I was excited when you said I was going to be actually over the water. I think that is going to be just something different that you really.
Let me make sure we're clear on that. It's not, the project does not actually go over the water physically. Oh. It's just raised 12 feet from the flood elevation. I just want to make
really took that one and ran with it. I'm like, wow, we can go fishing too.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you certainly can. They're building a little fishing pier out there as well.
Oh, well, there you go.
We won't be able to do it from our dining space. That's kind of not the flow and function we're looking for, but
oh wait, I mean, that's an idea. Catch and cook. Like catch your dinner and then flop it on your plate.
Yeah, probably Health may have something to say about that. I like your thinking.
Oh, well, just more red tape. No, I'm excited about it. I know that it's a big project and it takes a lot of thought and, working with a lot of partners for the best results. And so as soon as that becomes a reality, I know that it's going to be just a great, beautiful place for people to enjoy whenever they come through. So is there any other thing that you really want to make sure that people know, or some questions that you're getting from people that you want to make sure that people are aware of?
Yeah, so with the addition of these spirits and wine, we've gotten the question of, are we still going to be family friendly? 100% we encourage families, children, young adults, come in, have dinner. We're still a family friendly environment. We just have a few more offerings. And then we've been asked a lot if we're going to change our hours. The only thing we know for sure right now, we will eventually add Sunday back and brunch. We're just trying to to work out some kinks before we add Sunday back, and then we'll just be fluid from there.
So, and I guess the main thing too is just for people to stay up to date with all of the different transitions and the new offerings and the things that you guys are doing. Is to keep engaged with you guys on Facebook, Crying Eagle. Check out your website, and so that's probably the best way for people to really stay informed about what you guys have going on.
Yeah, we're very active there, and it's the first place we go to make an announcement or host an event. So yes, definitely follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Check out the website.
Okay, well, that sounds great.
I do want to make one more comment. And what we just went through with the pandemic and closures, and it seems like our world just flipped on its head almost instantly. I just want to say a thank you to all of our supporters. Okay, because during that time, it was. Of course, it's emotional time, but it's scary. As a business owner, and you wake up, and then your business has to shut down for a virus that hit and just seemed like an instant. And then at once, your revenue stream stops, but your bank notes don't stop. People still want to get paid. Our bills don't end. But we made it through, and we made it through because of our patrons who were so supportive of us during that time with takeout and to go. So everybody listening live or after, thank you so much for all your support. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, both me, my wife, my children, my parents, and all of our staff here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, that's very well said. And I know that you guys got creative during that time and made some transitions and different things that you were doing that you weren't doing before, so that people were still able to come by and be part of the Crying Eagle family. I know that you guys have some super fans out there. You've been around for 4 years. People love the atmosphere. I mean, you become friends with people, and you kind of have that sense of family. And so when it's you guys still were there for people, and I think that's awesome too. So I'm glad that we're on the other side, and there are new things that people can look forward to and discover at Crying Eagle Brewing Company. And so thank you guys so much for being with us today on Chug Talks. It's a real honor to host people that are doing the work that you're doing in the community. And again, you see all of the Crying Eagle information there to follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Check them out on their website, cryingeagle.com. And again, thank you guys for being on Chug Talks, and we'll see you soon. Caw. Bye guys.
Bye.